So yeah, I'm Lushlife, also known as Lush of Vida La Rock. And here come the police to ask us a few questions. Looks like somebody else will be conducting the interview for a few minutes here. Yeah. But in the meantime, I've got a new record coming out on Rapster Records. It's called Cassette City. On it, I function as rapper, producer, and multi-instrumentalist. Hello.
It's another word for paradise. Sahara hot nights and city lights bubbling bright and tumbling dice. Another word for paradise. Lower heights and lush life. Got them diddy boppers downtown dynamite. It's another word for paradise. Sahara hot nights and city.
This is a track that I'm going to build up using samples that were sort of B-roll for Cassette City, the album. Samples that I pulled that I liked but never made it on the record, or made it on the record in a different format. So I'm sort of reworking it into what will be a bonus track that'll be available on the microsite. And it'll be using the vocals from a track I did for Japan called Cassette City that does not have any relation to anything on the album, except for it was the sort of birth of the title of the album. And I'll be using those vocals and integrating them into a new track here on the MPC, doing some live instrumentation, and finally laying down the vocals. I have a background in classical piano. I've been playing piano for about 16 years now, classically trained. I studied jazz composition for several years, and I'm also a trained jazz drummer. And all of this has sort of become really crucial to my music, especially with the new album, Cassette City. My influences really run the gamut. Growing up, I was heavily into rap music, hip-hop, New York hip-hop, and of course Nas and Pete Rock are elements from that era that are really inform my music today. But probably equally as much the work of chamber pop guys like Brian Wilson and Burt Bacharach really informed my sound, because with this record I've really tried to infuse a lot of live instrumentation, and using hip-hop as a backdrop for that has been really important in forming what the sound of Cassette City is. So I'm doing something here where I have a sample of these this drum groove, but I sort of want a choppy sort of sound. So we'll see how that sounds just playing. I wanted to be sure that when there was a guest appearance on the album that it was there for a really strong aesthetic reason. And so on the album you have rappers from the classic 90s era like Camp Lo, guys who are, you know, really informed my sound and my idea of lyricism. And then you have guys from the indie rock. Greg, the drummer from Deerhoof, contributes. And also we have Elzive on the hip-hop end, a new MC who really bowled me over in the last 2 or 3 years. Alright, so we're gonna add a bass now. After messing around a bit, I just find something that I feel really connects the tracks together. Being that I'm not a bassist by trade, pick something that's simple, but simple's always good with hip-hop, I think. I think one of the great boons of being an instrumentalist and you know, being a producer as well as being a rapper is that it gives me the ability to go out on limbs and try different things, but also to work in different contexts. I just did a remix for Jadakiss' new single. But the biggest contribution I've offered in that particular sense is my 2005 download release, West Sounds, which was a coming together mashup, if you will, of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds and Kanye West's The College Dropout. I have another section from the same record that the bass sample for the verses from all chopped up in the MPC, and I'm gonna it's all these like sort of long extended sort of harmonies, and so just gonna do a chorus section where I'm gonna do the chorus rhyme and then it'll go back into the verse that we just put together. So I was thinking something like it's really legato, and I feel like it'll make the chorus kind of explode. And I don't even think we're gonna have any drums or anything. Maybe do something a little special, but you know, I think if it just explodes into that sort of sample with me rhyming, it's gonna sound pretty nice and it'll have a nice back and forth. So let's get this recorded. Yeah, 1, 2. It's Big Double L, Lush, Vida La Rock, representing the Magnate crew. Eagle Frog, check it out. Yo, this ain't no slow jam. This ain't no shit to whip them city block streets for no man. I flow in, I do it for the wrong reasons. Them fly honey dips in all seasons. I'm all seeing in the black BM. I be about it a quarter the time. A quarter mil got me shaking off a quarter my rhymes. It's so heavy like the shine on my neck. The whole world hang up in the balance. Soundless by the way I catch wreck. And rap my peoples from the front to back. Cassette City, spending dubs, where the fuck you at? I'm at the club sipping makers in a baseball cap. And based on that, we played that bass line for them baseline cats. And float up on the Van Wick with the Remy popping. And me sticking every bopping, brought in the whip. Is doing everything, I'm everything to ask and be larger than life. But that's just Lush making love when he step on the mic. I mean, my idea of the intersection of hip-hop and any music is the fact that hip-hop is a blank slate. Hip-hop, you know, from the very beginning, hip-hop guys would be sampling classical records, be sampling, you know, Zydeco records, whatever sort of fit the bill for the sound they wanted, the sonic they wanted. And as such, like, I think that hip-hop and indie rock, it's a great fit because they're both very broad and very experimental in nature, but, you know, hip-hop can be anything. So, you know, when I want to infuse some indie pop or chamber pop into my hip-hop records, the shoe fits, and I was able to sort of really create an album that's at its very core, very classic sounding rap record, but also, you know, an album that is really broad in scope.